Hello everybody, it's Randy Hilarski. It's a beautiful Friday afternoon. My kiddo's playing football. For you North Americans, that will be soccer. Just a time for me to just do my daily walks. I think that maybe I'll start doing this a little bit. This is how I can start talking about health and how I'm changing my life. And hopefully I could be a motivation to you youngins who don't want to get the situation that I got into, and maybe you older folks, gray hairs like myself, who like to get out of the issues that you have. Obviously, the big culprit, I think, is insulin resistance. And I'm not a diabetic, or a type 2 diabetic, but I do have insulin resistance. It manifests itself in a lot of ways, and one of the ways is my high blood pressure that I deal with on a daily basis. It's like a constant battle for me, and a lot of ways to help mitigate that. The easiest way is losing weight, which I'm on a constant journey to keep my weight down. And there's other ways with breathing exercises that I'm doing, isometric exercises. I'm using those tools. If you saw my live stream the other night, that you breathe in for 2 seconds, hold for 2 seconds, then breathe out for 6 seconds. And I put it with a pretty decent amount of pressure to make my lungs, make my chest work harder. And supposedly, over the course of a couple months, it could lower my blood pressure by about 20 points. So, very economical way of lowering your blood pressure. And the doctors won't tell you that. Big Pharma won't tell you that. And that's because they don't make any money off of that one. You guys know Big Pharma. They only make money if you come in and see them. The doctors who are connected to Big Pharma, the guys that produce the medications that they want you on for the rest of your life. And that's what I'm trying to stay away from. You know, I take one blood pressure medication, and it works for me. It helps stabilize me, but by no means fixes everything. So I'm going to try as many alternative ways to fix my health rather than relying on the medical establishment. Because look, frankly, my family, we have a family history of high blood pressure, everybody in my family, and they all live into their late 80s, early 90s, and they've dealt with it. Hell, my my grandmother lived to, I think, her like 88, 89, and she had high blood pressure. She had leukemia that she lived with for like the last 20 years of her life, and a couple other things. So it's possible, but I don't want to do it the way she did it. She did it by using the drugs that they were prescribing her. So join me on this journey. It should be pretty interesting. I'm taking lots of supplements, like I'll go through a couple of them right now. For my kidneys, I'm taking Burdock root. I'm taking Dandelion root. What else? Let me think. For the heart, I'm taking Cayenne pepper. That's supposed to be really good. And there's a bunch more. Garlic, vitamin D3, like 2,000 milligrams or more per day, or I think that's how it's measured, or more. I mean, you can go up to I think some guys take 12,000 IUs of vitamin D. But as you can see, I'm in the sun right now, so my body creates its own vitamin D. If you live up north, you need to really, really hit it hard. And then also take K2 with your D3, because K2 helps your body use D3 properly, and it puts the calcium where it belongs. So if you have scarring in your blood vessels due to calcification, you got to take vitamin K2 along with your D3, which will help pull that calcium out of your bloodstream and put it into your bones, into your teeth. I know it sounds kind of odd, and you may never have heard that before, but for years they just told us to take vitamin D3 without taking K2 along with it. The two go hand in hand. So make sure you find a supplement with at least 100 milligrams of vitamin K2. But what else to take? Well, the Cayenne is really important because it helps open up your blood vessels, and you'll feel it. It expands your blood vessels. It's good stuff. It's probably one of those little miracle medicines that no one talks about, and it's all natural and super cheap. You can put it in your food. You can put it, you just take it in the capsule form. Depends how much you can tolerate. Some of you guys like your really spicy food. I am not one of them. I grew up with a family that ate mostly Italian food, so we didn't really have a lot of spicy. What else? Well, I think that's enough for supplements for today. I've got plenty of more. Plenty more. I got so much I want to talk to you guys about, but that's a good bit to start with. And I'll have the links below on Amazon, the ones that I buy. I don't buy the cheapest ones. I buy like the mid-range supplements because I don't feel like I need to spend a ton, but still cheaper than having to go see the cardiologist every couple months and paying for these overpriced prescriptions. It was funny, yesterday we were at the pharmacy picking up my monthly package of Covaram. I don't know what the name of the blood pressure medication is in English, but Covaram is what it's called here. And a monthly supply for me is $67. 77. Or 67. And that's pretty expensive. But on Thursdays you get a 25% discount, or 20%, something like that. So I only paid $50. I was pretty happy that I didn't have to pay that much, but there was a gentleman there, and he was in line with me with his wife. He said, "Excuse me." He goes, "I'm Colombian." And he goes, "I see what medication you're taking. And I buy that same medication, a monthly supply, for $5 in Colombia." I was like, "You gotta be shitting me." $5? I said, "That's worth taking the trip down to Colombia and buying a year's supply every couple months, because you're in Panama. I could fly to Colombia for $100 round trip." So I thought that was a pretty cool bit of information. And he said that he had some extra at the house. He's like, "Hey, stop by my ice cream shop and you're welcome to a couple bottles." I thought that was really cool. Colombians are amazing people. They're so friendly. I love Panama, but I don't know how tolerable it would be here if the Colombians weren't here. Because they tend to be in service jobs. You can hear the kids laughing. Football practice has begun. All right, guys. Thank you, and I appreciate everybody. Cheers.